Why, hello there, fellow forage workers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 62, Blood, Sweat, and Glowing Iron. So this is still a poor vein. It's like, I wish it was richer in quality, but it's all that we know of. Actually, that's not true. I know of one other iron vein way over here, but it's far enough away that it's not a good use of our time to get higher quality iron from farther. And then if we have any building projects in the near future, all this andesite that I'm getting as a consequence of mining the iron will be put to use for cobblestone, stuff like that. You keep expecting to see creepers? Wrong game. Oh, we're under the ocean now, I think. It is much nicer to mine this stuff with an iron pick, I must say. I mean, steel's best by a lot, but the work to get steel is ridiculous as well. Yeah, we're going to need 40 ingots for a full set of chain? Yes. And then that's not counting the leather cost, of course, as well, which is also just a separate issue. But we can start physically making the chain as the leather gets processed in the tannin barrels. So once I have this this iron in a bloom, my plan is to then go hunt even more boar and get a separate. Like, I should prep the other tannin barrels and lime wash, and then go hunt other boar to get even more leather processed, like another stack of 5 or something. Because if I don't keep up with leather production, leather will become our bottleneck. On top of that, if we do want like a belt and quiver and weapon sheath, we're going to need leather for that as well. Leather has a little bit more utility than just making jerkins. 22 leather and 40 iron ingots. Yes, indeed. I'm glad this vein is so huge. Barrels are really, really cheap to make. They're just boards and sticks. So I can easily whip up 3 more barrels. It's basically at no cost. Alright, I'm almost done with what I want to acquire for this mining trip. And then we'll get surface side and bloom this up and then make new barrels. And one of the benefits of getting iron chainmail is I'll have a bunch of iron bits left over, which I can make into iron arrowheads or spearheads or tools or something. You know. Forget going around. Alright, it came in this way. God, this is confusing. Is it possible to make another sword? Like this thing? Literally holding one? Yes, it would be possible. A fox is a type of sword. So there's the foxes, And then you can also get, like, Blackguard short sword, but, like, I'm not a Blackguard, so, you know, can't do that. But, like, there are other weapons as well. But ultimately, like, a Steel Fox is just about the best melee weapon that you can get. Unless you like throwing spears for javelins. So, I already got myself an iron fox. Might be possible at some point to go for a meteoric iron fox, but that would require me to find borax first. And to get even more iron. I think an iron anvil is what, 10 ingots, I believe? That was a productive trip. I think this iron nuggets will likely break my bronze hammer, which is for the best, as odd as that sounds. Because I will also endeavor to slowly phase out bronze tools. I just don't want to discard the bronze tools in lieu of iron tools until the bronze tools have used up their utility. Right, there's no point in throwing away my bronze tools. They still serve a pretty good purpose. Alright, do I have any other... Yes, I do have some unfired magnetite. Perfect. I kind of wish you could just shove all of them at once. Like, I don't really understand the delay here. But it looks like I don't even have enough for 4 blooms. Only have enough, I think, for 3. I thought I would get a full 4 out of them, but nope. Miscalculated. It's fine. We have 3.5. I'm not going to fire up that last one. I'll just leave it idle. Alright, charcoal. Got 18 of that. Perfect. Split the stack. And I hope that the wind cooperates. I mean, worst case scenario, we just have the blooms sit around a while. But if the wind cooperates, we'll be able to process these quickly. Wow, how many misclicks can I do in a row? Alright, the next task is to get more barrels. So we can make more leather in one go. And we have oak here for that. Oh, the smoking's done. And we'll queue up the next smoker. I really don't like the bug or whatever lack of graphics where the smoker doesn't look like it has anything on it. Because it's really hard to remember that you've smoked something if there's physically no evidence of it. It just sort of low-key disappears on you and you're like, oh right. I can totally see that becoming a problem. Alright, just filling up our firewood real quick. Alright, next task was barrels. So we have got a bunch of walnut. I'll use the walnut and the sticks I've got for the barrels. as I said, barrels are... Unlike in real life, where, like, being a cooper was kind of a big deal, in Vintage Story, it ain't no big deal. It's a small deal. It's a nothing burger to produce barrels. And this, of course, is so that we can run more leather through the process. Done. I'll probably end up hunting the same group of boar that was up there. Because I didn't get them all. There were still some left. I might have some extra oak squirreled away somewhere. I should see about whether that's true or not. Because, I'm almost out of oak to process. This is all walnut. Yeah, I might need to cut down another oak at some point. What was so tough about IRL barrel making? Well, it was a specialized job because barrels had to be uniform, they couldn't leak, they had to be fitted, so it was like one part woodworking, one part blacksmithing. You know, it was not like it wasn't something quick and inconsequential. It was like a real full-time job. Same with like Fletcher, you know, making arrows. Right, you can't just, like, make crummy, crappy arrows and expect them to work. It was a craftsman did that stuff. Alright. So, I've got my food, I got my water, got my butchery bag. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to do before I go. I know that the bees I need to harvest some honey, but like that's a lower priority because I don't foresee using a whole bunch of honey anytime in the near future. Yeah, making a barrel not leak was pretty difficult. Exactly. There was an art to it. It was an artisan craft. I mean, I couldn't do it. I'm not a very good woodworker, but even then, I think most modern carpenters would have a little bit of trouble making a barrel from scratch, because making, like, the metalwork for the barrel loops and hoops and all the fittings, I mean, it really was an art. There was a lot of those things are kind of like lost art now, because it wasn't all that well documented at the time. It was kind of an oral history and apprenticeship history. Reminds me of the castle that they're building using medieval technology as just like almost a science experiment, for lack of a better term. Oh, what? I just always pick the wrong way to go. Experimental archaeology, yeah. I'm fascinated by that stuff. Yeah, we can still make them, but we can't make them the way they used to be made, generally. You know? God, can you imagine what a barrel would cost made by hand nowadays? Good lord. Alright, hopefully I don't get gored to death this time. I have filled up my grain and protein satiety, not my fruit and veggies. Why that is relevant is because I will have, like, physically less health than, I did when I did die. So I need to be even more careful, which being careful is not exactly my strong suit. But here we are. This is where I found the boar last. So I've got 15 health. I think I'm missing like 3 hit points as a result of satiety loss. Oh, hello you. Decent weight. Because I'm mostly out of leather, out for leather and not for fat. Decent weight is probably fine. Because, like, they all have hides, right? You know? Unless they get so crushed they don't. Yeah, and that's where the crushed one died. So if I recall correctly, it ran off this way and I saw more boar around this way? And I'd like to fight the boar near the water if I could, taking advantage of them slowing down underwater. Now, the other way to solve this, of course, is to make a dedicated trip up to the hyena. And if I did that, I might even want a second reed butchery bag to bag myself like 6 hyena. Was that Heifert? This looks like Heifert to me. It was. How did I get so good at spotting Heifert all of a sudden? Oh, is that a panda bear? Hello! I mean, I know it has leather. I would just feel bad killing it. So I'm not going to. The bears that live around me, the sun bears and the panda bears, are like very chill bears. And whereas the boars, not so chill. Ooh, pretty. Oh, perfect. I found you. Here comes your reaper. Now, please don't go plop. Like, don't fall to death. Into the water. That was bad. Bad choice. And down you go. Well, that one went a little bit smoother than the last time. Yes, boars respawn. Yeah. All animals will respawn. So, like, when... Oh, yeah, there's even more boars here. Let's mark it down. Pin it. There's, like, a whole family here. All animals will respawn roughly where you kill them. So that is to say, like, if you're making a base in Vintage Story and you have to kill a, like a bear around your base, the bear will eventually, like, respawn there. And just keep coming back. Because that's how the animal spawns work. So the bears around me are chill. I have a sun bear and a panda bear near me. And they're not going to do me any harm. Apple. Worthless. Sorry, apple tree. I love apples in real life. I have very little use for them in my biome. Poor apple tree getting hit. Yeah, it wouldn't propagate though. I wouldn't be able to plant apples or pears or peaches or any of that where I live. so they're worthless. I will have to cut down an oak soon, but that... Well, actually, let's see if I can get a small oak right now. Yeah, there's like a mini oak here. That's only, I think, one log, though. That's not going to work. Cherry. Another useless one. I want, like, a smaller oak. Not one of these mega oaks that's going to take forever to cut. I think this oak is reasonably sized. Do cattails root count as veg? Yeah, they do. I have vegetables at home. That's really not an issue. It was just that I couldn't add mushrooms to a pie. Like, there's no mushroom pies in this game, which is really sad, because I love mushroom pies. What kind of orchards can you have, if any, at the base? I ran through the whole list last stream, but the TLDR is tropical trees only. Wow, look at this tree. Was it like a 3x3? Oh no, those are just the upper branches. What happened? Why did I partial cut that? Is it time to make mushroom stew? Yeah, I could make like shiitake stew or something like that. Yeah, that'd be a good way to get my veg. I mean, technically speaking, what was in that ceramic bowl was, like, veggie stew. I've got 7... Let's cut this one, too. Oh, this is a big one. I got leaves from one tree and the game got confused and took the leaves off the other. Yeah, I think that's what happened. It, like, stripped one tree, despite the fact that it was not the one I cut down. I mean, whatever. It just looks goofy. There, even planting it back. Alright, we've got lots of, lots of oak now, so I can keep the tannin going. And then knowing that if I'm going to continue hunting boars, I'm going to want to work on satiety. I'm just getting mushrooms to fulfill my mushroom satiety. Oh, hey, look, it's ground copper. Guess I'll mark it down. If I ever need some. Good lord, these trees around here are real productive, or rather the fungus is. Vegetable satiety won't be hard to fulfill, I don't think. Forager's dream. Gotta walk away, I have so many mushrooms. Come on! Got enough! Alright, I'm going back home. So I'm also hauling around 3 dead pigs on me. Ooh! Speaking of fruit satiety. Well, I've got a spoiler riches on me now. Alright, let's get them processed. Might be worth checking my own hedges for berries. Yeah, it will probably yield pretty soon, I'd imagine. Oh, I put that away? Whatever. I don't care when it dries. Oh, I meant to grab the bucket. Oh, it's so heavy. I can't move. Between the 3 corpses and the giant bucket of blood, movement speed was destroyed. Now, I'll probably end up breaking my knife at some point soon. Which is like, okay. I'll replace it if and when that happens. Alright, while I'm here, let's check in on the chickens. Just declogging the farm. Chickens probably... So we're about to get Gen 2 hatch. You need food. So... if these are incubation 5, some of these chicks gotta be Gen 2. No? Because I swear we had... Am I missing something? I don't know. It doesn't look like I'm missing anything. Yo, back up. Alright, let's go get them some food. Because they're out. Oh, that is some wind going on right now. Okay, and even more smoked meat. I have so much smoked meat now. We're got lots. Very food secure in that way. So, I'm up to 16 hit points. Good. Climbed a little bit. Guess I'll feed the chickens sunflower grain. They sure are eating a whole lot, though. They're gobbling everything down almost faster than I can provide it. Okay, I guess the current... So these eggs are definitely Generation 2 eggs. So let's make myself scarce so as to not disturb broody hens. But it looks like second generation's coming out soon. That's almost ready. That will be ready in just moments. Good. As long as I don't accidentally burn my base down, everything's going according to plan. And, haven't done the math, but I think after running the current batch of pigs, maybe I want to kill 2 more for another 5 stack, and then I'll focus on making the actual chains at that point. We'll switch gears a little. Bloomery progress? Ooh, it just finished. Literally as you asked. Let's get tongs so I don't burn the hell out of myself. Yeah, these are nice and piping hot. God, there's a lot of slag on this thing. Talk about having too many irons in the fire. How many projects am I working on concurrently? Good lord. Because I don't want to have to constantly reheat my blooms, I'd like to process the iron as the highest priority at the moment so that I can get through the backlog without too much fuel usage. But my hammer and my knife are like seconds away from destruction. I mean, worst case scenario, I can make like a flint knife or something as a stopgap. Crunch. There goes the knife. All right. The last batch of Bloody Awful's still in the queue, so I can't queue up the next one yet. Let's see. And my old knife I'll just stick in here for future something. So we have a broken 2 times, broken 3 times. Like, that stuff is just gonna get, like... We're just gonna let it go. Alright. Rawhide goes in. Oh, this is where my fat is. I was like, I really don't recall using up all my fat. I didn't. The other thing I could do is I can heat up one of these blooms and then keep re-adding it to the stack to impart more heat into the bloom. Oops. Into the blooms that I've got going on. You know, keep adding one that's hot to keep the rest hot, in other words. Because this just became too cold to work. Well, shucks. Now, I do have an iron hammer, so I'm not worried about when this thing breaks. Because this thing's gonna break any swing now. All part of the plan. It's got, like, a few swings left on it. Oh. Okay. Time to break a hammer. Crunch. Alright, we have a bunch of broken hammers. And what I intend to do with them is, I thought you could break stuff. Maybe you can't. Well, we could smelt it, I guess. But I thought that was a thing that you could do in the Smithing Plus mod. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering or something. But we'll recoup the materials eventually. Oh, there we go. It's just the chisel and hammerhead? Ah, got it. So these are just tin bronze that we can repurpose later on. There. Perfect. Thank you for that. Alright, trying to juggle the iron blooms to keep all my blooms hot isn't really working out all that well for me. Plus, I need to make, like, a flint knife to butcher the last thing that I got going on. Or maybe even more reasonably, pause the bloom working for a moment in order to make an iron knife? Nah, I'm not gonna go that far. Do I have flint right here? Yeah, okay. Because I need something temporary for now as a stopgap. And a flint knife's fine. Just barely any butchery that I need going on. Yes, I do have really good wind power right now, and I'm just trying to take advantage of it. Which is why I don't want to stop. As I'm sure you've noticed. Oh, that bucket of blood is just about full up. Yeah, I haven't seen this game in a while. Have they had more past steel? No, they have not. Okay, we've got 3 of those corpses butchered. One moment. Too many juggled tasks. Now that the butchery's done, I want to get the meat smoked so it doesn't spoil. And then back to the blooms. Now, I think right now we've got only 3 rawhide. I probably want a little bit more rawhide before I run a new batch of leather through it. So I want to kill, like, a few more before I do that. Hot nuggets coming through. Yeah, this wind has been fantastic. That was maybe my greatest worry, is that living at like sea level, I wouldn't have good wind power, and like that was obviously completely unfounded. The wind power I have near home is fantastic. Most of the time. Probably with the blades I've got right now, it wouldn't be able to run like multiple things on a big gear wheel, but it can at least run, it can run enough. So much multitasking. Well, this is what high-paced foraging looks like, I guess. At least I'm not also having to, like, cook bread or something. That would have been sensory overload. Yeah, that'd be fun, just to be able to, like, slap a hunk of meat onto, like, a hot ingot. Cook the meat. I mean, essentially, that's what grilling is, right? It's like ingots of metal into rods that then you cook on. In the most crude terms possible, obviously, but still, technically. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.